Hello, and welcome to What We Do in the Moonlight, where it's not a phase to teach your 8-year-old best friend turned son the ways of art theft. This week, we are continuing our What We Do in the Shadows reviews with episode 3, The Grand Opening.
In this episode, Nadia and the guide try to get popular vampire rapper Richie Suck to perform at the grand opening of Nadia's nightclub, despite his familiar insisting he do something different with his life. Laszlo continues his strategy to stop Colin Robinson from becoming boring by turning his interest away from Lego building and musical theater, and Guillermo assists Nandor in perfecting the wording of his wish to get his penis enlarged to better please his new wife-to-be. Hello, my name is Kaitlin, and every time I think I'm done with my laundry, another pile of dirty clothes creeps out from the hidden depths of my room and laughs at me.
Now, you're so right for that. Same.
Never ending.
Hello, my name is Emberlin, and I do like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain.
And waking up at midnight.
You mean making love at midnight?
Yeah, that too. I'm still waking up in the morning.
Mom and Dad, how was I born? Well, you see, your mom and I, we woke up at midnight.
We woke up at midnight. Guys, it's 7:24 in the morning, and I do not wake up this early.
Maybe it is that. It could be that.
No.
Maybe.
Do you like making love at midnight in the dunes of a cave?
Oh, yeah. Do you like waking up in the dunes of a cave? You're just at your house chilling, and all of a sudden you wake up and...
Like, man, I know it's midnight, but where am I?
Crazy night.
Oh, brother. So, Emberlin, what was your immediate reaction to this new episode of What We Do in the Shadows?
Yeah, TBH, I didn't see like a single moment of this episode coming. It was just like an absolute whirlwind from start to finish. My expectations were far exceeded, for one, but also thwarted in the sense that nothing that happened in this episode, with the exception of maybe like the primary plot points for the promo, like Nadia's nightclub and Colin Robinson being a theater kid, was what I expected. That's what I like most about this show, actually, is just that you just kind of never know what you're going to get, where a lot of shows are very predictable.
Yeah.
How about you?
The only thing I was hoping for from this episode was more of Laszlo and Baby Colin Robinson's relationship, and I got that and so much more. This episode made me laugh very loudly and very obnoxiously so many times, but two moments in particular, which we will be talking about in a little bit. But this episode, like, same. Like, it had everything that makes me love this show so much. Dumb and absurd humor, little twists that you don't see coming, and beautiful and wonderful found family feels.
Aww.
And this episode had it all. I loved it so much.
Found family.
Found family. It's the best
So did you have a
trope
favorite?
ever.
Did you have a favorite part?
Yes. It was when Laszlo and Baby Colin Robinson are walking down the alley after a failed attempt at Laszlo getting Colin Robinson to not be boring and talk about musical theater. And Laszlo realizes that maybe he should just let Colin be himself and do what he loves. And Baby Colin grabs Laszlo's hand, and they just continue walking hand in hand as they talk to each other. It was so cute. I maybe teared up a little bit. And then also, like, when they go to the club, and Baby Colin Robinson is just sitting on his lap, and I was like, wow, what a dad. What was your favorite part?
It was definitely that scene. Like, it was so cute. He just exudes like theater kid energy.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious to me. And I also just love that when he went to hold Laszlo's hand in that scene, he quoted Sondheim, which, I mean, I know maybe that wasn't their intention, but Sondheim just passed, like, this past fall, I believe. So when I heard that, I was like, aw, like, because it's not only a beautiful line that he quoted, but also it was just really sweet because he took his hand when he did it, and I was like, ah,
so cute.
that's his boy. That says good time boy.
It says good time boy. I found him. Oh my god! It just and like the way that the camera was like focused on their hands, I was like, oh,
yeah,
so cute.
Yeah,
They're
that
really
was important.
bonding. That was very
special. Very special.
So did you have a favorite quote from this episode?
I don't know if this counts. This probably counts as a quote, but on the YouTube page where Colin Robinson was like doing his Lego plus South Pacific review, where Guillermo had been commenting on his videos, and it says, "Very cool, bud. Legos are so fun." And I just love that so because I can hear him saying that, but also because it's like, oh, he's such a supportive other dad. Like,
yeah, he really is. We can unpack all that in a minute, but I just love how good Guillermo is of a dad to Colin Robinson. It's so good. Like, I don't know, like, what I was so focused on Laszlo being a dad that I didn't consider the others, and oh, Guillermo, I love it. It's so sweet.
Guillermo's the love of my life. So
yeah.
And then my other one was, "This is your wish. This is my wish," and it was. Nothing particularly notable about that except everything.
Absolutely not at all. Nothing at all. Some of my favorite quotes. It's just so stupid, but it made me laugh so hard when Nadia goes up to Fred Armisen's character, which, hello, I was like, is that Fred Armisen? And then it fucking was, because of course it is.
Yeah.
He is vampire rapper Richie Sucks familiar, and Nadia, and he's also a doctor, and Nadia says, "Diagnose this," and puts a middle finger in his face, to which he says,
yes.
"It's a middle finger in my face," and the guy just goes, "He is a good doctor." Like, he's a good doctor. Like, that was so, I don't know, just that particular type of humor, I understand how absurd it is, and it makes me laugh every time. And then my other favorite quote was when Guillermo was like, "You've got 2 subscribers? Someone's a star."
Yes, yes,
like,
yes.
Like, that is such a mom. It made me think of my mom. Just like whenever I was like growing up, I'm like, "Look, Mom, I did this." She goes, "Wow, you're awesome. You're doing great, man." Like, let's go. And then honorable mention to every time Laszlo called Colin my boy, and then every time Colin said Lazo.
Lazo.
I thought that was so cute.
This child. I need to know what he's going to look like next episode. Like, his transition forward. I'm just exceedingly excited.
I'm expecting, like, moody teenager Colin Robinson.
Yes.
I want to see. I want him to go through every phase of life like that.
Yes, I want him to be wearing a fedora, I think.
Oh, yikes.
That would be good for me. So, Kaitlin, what musical theater song would you request Baby Colin Robinson to perform at Nadja's?
First of all, great scene. I said I would like him to perform "Pulled" from the Addams Family musical, simply because it seems that Colin Robinson may actually be getting pulled in a new direction.
No.
Like, I know the song is about Wednesday falling in love, but like, I read over the lyrics again last night, and I feel like it could low-key also work as like Colin going from boring to this musical theater kid.
Yeah.
It works for me. What about you?
I want Colin Robinson to take Lee Michelle's illiterate ass to court as Fanny Bryce in the Funny Girl revival. I want him to show up and just sing "Don't Rain on My Parade" so loudly, and tap dance whilst doing it that it forces her back into hiding.
Wow,
yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, slushy her ass.
Slushy.
It's time.
Oh my god. Okay, but speaking of Colin Robinson though and singing, apparently I saw this post on Tumblr last night where like all the songs that he was singing or something like that, like all had to do with like rolling the dice.
Oh.
And so someone was like, does it show that like there's a part of like the old Colin Robinson still in there, because his favorite song at the the hotel that they stayed at, when they went to wherever the fuck they were, was it Atlantic City? And
yes, the rolling the dice song on the TV. Roll the dice.
Yeah. So I think that was a really funny detail. If that, I have to go back and see how true that is, but I just thought that was kind of cool. Like little parts of him are coming out. Also, we didn't mention it in the last time on the podcast, but did you realize that the number that when he was saying his PIN number for his ATM card was fucking pi?
Yeah.
That was so funny.
3 point. No, he didn't even say the point. He was like 3 1 4 1 5 9. Yeah, love him.
Yep.
Love him for this. What a little weirdo. So, in terms of characters, we've talked a lot about characters thus far, but is there a character you would help to avoid loopholes in a Jin wish?
Yeah, 100% Colin Robinson. I was so happy to actually hear him speak this episode.
Yes.
And I know I mentioned it last week in our episode 1 and 2 review, but I didn't realize how much I missed him until he was gone / not able to talk. So the second he popped up and it was just like, here's my Lego Infinity Wars, I was like, let's go! I miss him so freaking much. I was just, I could listen to that kid talk about modding Lego sets all day, and I don't care if it drains my energy, because it was just so, like, every time he spoke, I was like, had a huge smile on my face. I love this character so much.
It also just makes me laugh that his YouTube videos are compilations of both Lego mods and musical theater reviews. Like, he's just got his 2 hyperfixations built into one moment.
He's found his niche. Like, good for him.
Good for him.
Honestly.
I hope he takes that far in life, honestly.
Me too.
Mine was Guillermo. I feel like someone needs to repay a favor to him for being the grandest penis lawyer of all time. Like, for just knowing all the loopholes and finding a way to, you know, help Nandor out to a point, obviously, because it kind of backfires. But yeah, love him for that.
Also the way he's listen, not to be thirsty for Guillermo at 7:30 in the morning, but the way his sleeves were rolled up, hello.
Oh yeah.
Man's looking good.
Yeah,
good for him.
He pulled up with that look. He said, "Hey."
He did.
Yeah.
So, which character would you throw in a dumpster to kill rats?
This
episode.
I kind of feel like Richie suck, honestly. Like,
really?
Yeah, no one needs to be doing observational comedy in my earshot. It's not good. It's bad. I was like,
that's fair.
Sir, you were a rapper and you were doing observational comedy, and you should just stop. Like, don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
What about you?
I said Fred Armisen as Dr. Familiar, Tom Schmidt, the DJ.
Yeah.
Just, like, let people do it. That makes them happy, especially with Richie Suck.
Yeah, his character was weird.
He was, like, so much. So, like, I know that was the whole point of his character, because he was, like, a, you know, kind of like a problem for Najee the entire episode. But I'm just like, dude, let the man live his life. No one wants to hear jazz.
What killed me at the end was when Richie Suck just threw him into the crowd. Like,
that was really... Eat the bitch.
Eat the bitch. Like, damn.
So let's get into our peaks and valleys for this episode. What was your first peak for episode 3?
Jin, my beloved. The fact that he's just hanging out in their apartment and occasionally granting wishes. Like, hello. Like, he's just sitting there the whole time. Like, okay, yeah, I'll do this for you, sure. Like,
I didn't really think about the fact that he's just chilling in their house.
like, what is he eating?
He's just there now.
Yeah, he's just vibing. Like, it just kills me.
Consistently there.
Like, where's he sleeping? Oh, probably in his lamp, I guess.
Yeah. Do you think he goes in and out?
Probably.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, I think that could be it. Yeah. He's just waiting around, vibing, like, no complaints. He's just living his best life. Great character. Love him. How about you? What was your first peek?
Mine was that I loved seeing Nandor and Guillermo actually working together towards the same goal for once. I really don't think that's happened as much as it did in this episode. I also find that it's hilarious that that goal is getting Nandor a bigger dick in a way that the Jinn won't try and trick him with a loophole. And how absolutely hilarious and wonderful it is that the wish that eventually gets granted is that Nandor gets his penis enlargement, and every time he uses it, he will think of Guillermo and all that he has done for him. And this is the moment I started applying my clown makeup. I watched it and I was like, wait a minute. Are they? And I rewound it just to like make sure I heard the wording right. And then the Jinn goes, "This is your wish? That is my wish." And he clicks it and I was like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. Is this how we get there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was what Vishwa said too. Like when that happened, he literally looked at me and went, like gasped, because he was like, this is it. And I was like, I don't know, but like, it's something.
Even if it is just hilarious bait at this point, I don't even care because that's so funny.
Yeah. I don't know.
It is so funny.
I don't think
it is. I don't think it is either. I'm telling you, it's a slow burn, guys. I'm telling you. What was your second peek?
Mine was Colin Robinson is a theater kid. I just think that's hilarious. Like,
yeah,
we've recruited another fool successfully to our band of kids who have been traumatized by their theater teachers. Like, thank you. Yeah. I think that's so funny. Like he just has like now this wealth of knowledge about theater, and that just fits him so well. Like when I saw this in the original promos, I was like, fuck yes, of course he would be a theater kid. Of course he would. Like, because those people are soul sucking. So I'm just really excited for that journey for him.
Me too.
How about you?
Well, first I just want to say I find it absolutely hilarious that Laszlo is so against Colin Robinson becoming a theater kid, because Laszlo literally has like so many albums of him like singing songs that he originally wrote, and I'm just like, I know it's not musical theater, but it was just kind of funny because it's in that realm, and I'm just like, it's not hypocritical, but it's also just like, but you did this. And I can just see him going like, but it's different. It's the lowest form of entertainment.
Art form, yeah.
Yeah, that was so funny. So I found that hilarious. My second peek, first I did put that the two comments on Colin Robinson's YouTube video are both from Guillermo, saying, "Very cool, bud. Legos are so fun." Like, what a great mom. But my second peek really is Laszlo telling Colin how his father took away the only two things he loved in life, and how because of his father he developed trust issues that he then worked through for years with Nadia, and how he doesn't want to do the same to Colin Robinson, and that Colin is a better man than he is. And it just makes me want to wrap myself up in string lights, plug them in, and sit in a corner as Sondheim plays faintly in the distance, because we're really unpacking some of Laszlo's past here, and I think it's just really nice that he was able to like open up like that and reflect and be like, you know what, I'm not gonna do the same thing that my dad did.
Oh.
So
mother cannot guide
and then they
you.
walked hand in hand.
Now you're on your own. Yeah, wow. Jesus Christ. Wow.
Did you have a valley for this episode?
Yeah, I did. The guide's wig in this episode was despicable. Like, I love the curly look on the guide, but also they just could have done her one better. Like, it's almost campy that you can see where her hairline begins, and
wait, really? I didn't pay attention.
The guide's hairline ends, like her wig hair ends. And I just remember like focusing on that the whole time and being like, damn girl, like, hello. Like, you're a vampire, can't you just like grow a better wig? Anyway.
Grow a better wig.
I feel like that's something I focus on a lot. Like, I hyper focus on now in TV shows is characters' wigs. Like, if they're bad, I know immediately. And if it's a show that I feel like is excusable, then it's camp to me. But if it's not, then I will be cyberbullying the creators of the show for it. Here it is fortunately excusable. You've passed the Emberlin Legia test for wigs. So, did you have a Valley?
No.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I really did try and think of one, but I just love this episode so much.
Yeah.
I thought it was really funny, and I know we're only 3 episodes in, but it is the funniest episode yet. So I enjoyed it.
That's awesome.
All right. As we watch this season of What We Do in the Shadows, we are also playing bingo, and you will find the template in our description of this episode, and we are tracking our progress to see if we get a bingo while we watch the season. And today we did get to add one bingo slot. Is that how you call it? We got to cover a piece of it? I don't know. I don't play bingo. What would you call that?
Yeah, like you're adding a bingo piece to your board.
Yeah. We added a bingo piece. And this week we got to cover a character arc for Laszlo where he learns a dad lesson.
Yeah. Lucky us.
'Cause he really did.
He really
Lucky
did.
us. Are we close to getting a bingo? Not even a little bit. We've got one covered in every slot, but we're getting there. I think we could do it.
I feel like we could also technically say Nandor does some himbo shit as well.
Yeah.
Because I feel like trying to get your penis enlarged by a genie is himbo shit, personally.
Okay,
like, that's the kind of shit I
that.
was going for. Like, the stuff that was in the same genre as him, like, joining that workout cult. Like, that's what I was thinking when I was thinking himbo shit. So I'm gonna give that to our friend.
I like that. Fantastic. I think in this row that has Guillermo and Nandor have a blowout fight, Nandor's this fucking guy, himbo shit, Marvel movie guest star, and the dad lesson, that could totally be our bingo.
Yeah, I foresee us going in that direction.
I'm feeling it.
I'm excited for us.
We can do it.
I'm excited for this.
I know we can do it. Look at us go. Also, I just realized last night that the things that you're covering up the the board with are bats.
Oh, very observant.
I just thought they were L's.
Oh, loser!
I was just like, I wonder why she chose it to mark it that way, but that's fine. Like, I thought you like went in and like just like actually like wrote something on it with like, I don't know, something.
Nah, the bats. Bat.
The bats. Bat. Oh, I was very excited to hear Laszlo shout bat this episode too.
That totally
I got stupidly happy about that.
Yeah, I love that shit. Fuck. I should have made that a bingo section. Damn.
So good.
Damn.
So, I have a question for you. With everything that happened this episode, I mean, the obvious being the whole Jin's wish to have Nandor think of Guillermo every time he uses his new dick. But how do you think the events of this episode is going to impact the rest of the season?
I'm really interested to see, I guess I'm looking at the less obvious, Colin Robinson's arc as he gets older.
Yeah.
I feel like it's really great that Laszlo's accepting him for who he's becoming, kind of piece by piece. And I do have questions about where we go from here, because it's pretty early in the season for Laszlo, I think, to learn a dad lesson. So now I'm like, Laszlo's coming to accept him. What now? Like, what's going to happen now? Like, who is the person that Colin Robinson is becoming? Is he going to ultimately turn into old Colin Robinson again? Or is he going to become Colin Robinson with a twist? I definitely think it's one of the two, as opposed to him like becoming a completely different person. I don't think there's any way that would ever happen. So I'm just excited about that. Hold on.
Yep.
The cat is eating the styrofoam again. Well, he's not eating it, for those of you at home who think I poisoned my cat, but he's inching toward it with with the joy in his eyes of somebody who would like to have microplastics inside of him. So yeah, I don't know about that. And then for, I guess, the nandermo plotline, I'm super curious about that.
Yeah.
I think it's really funny. Like, Of course that would happen. I don't know how close we are to getting Guillermo and Nandor as a couple, But I definitely know they're setting us up for something just because of the distinction of the guide as having slept with a Van Helsing way long ago.
Yeah.
Like, that plot line seems very important. And I feel like if it wasn't, it would have been something that came into and became like a significant part of the season. Like, I feel like usually people use, I feel like I'm rambling now, but like people use like the first episode of the season to set kind of the mood for the rest of the season. And I feel like it wouldn't, if there wasn't going to be some sort of plot line about vampires and getting together with Van Helsings, then it wouldn't have been included in the first season, that first episode. So I feel like that is a big deal, and I feel like that's going to come back later in the season. I also think like the emphasis on love and on the fact that everybody here is canonically queer, and that is being displayed more so in each episode, is going to come back down the line. I don't think it's baiting. I know that I've heard, I was like listening to, I think like I was reading an article about how some of the creators have said that they don't know if they're playing a Guillermo or Nander plotline right now, but I don't think it's out of the question whatsoever, like at all.
Yeah.
Like I think if it's baiting, then I'd be very surprised. What are your thoughts? Sorry.
No, I could totally agree. Like, there's 2 more seasons after this. Like, they're renewed through season 6. So I really do feel like this is the season of pining from Nandor's side.
Mm-hmm.
And it's working its way to slowly maybe become something more.
Yeah.
But I genuinely do believe this is a slow burn. And it always has been. Because there's always been something between them. And now we're just getting the other side of it. And I think it's very interesting to watch and very fun to watch. And how they get there, I have no idea, because this show consistently surprises me. But I mean, you don't just have your character canonically think of the other character every time they go to use their dick just for a funny joke, you know? Like, something's happening there. But so that's none of that. We all know that my clown shoes are squeaking for Nandermo. For Colin Robinson, I'm really excited to see where this goes. I really think that we're going to get, like, all the different stages. Like, I think maybe next episode we're going to get him to be, like, a moody teenager, and then he'll be in his 20s, like a college student or something, and we'll slowly grow up. I don't know if he'll actually be working at Nadja's. I think he should be. As entertainment, because that would be hilarious. Mm-hmm. And then he can maybe put on a couple different musical theater shows for her. But that's about as far as I can think of. Those are like the 2 main things that I could see / want to see happen.
Yeah, it's crazy because we have all of the episode names, but we don't know exactly what the context is for each of them. So I'm just like really excited to see where it goes.
Very excited.
Yeah.
So on a scale of 1 to 5 Lego sets made by Colin Robinson, how do you rate episode 3?
I said 4 out of 5. I just thought it was like a good classic What We Do in the Shadows episode. And I may not remember any of it after next week's episode, but I did enjoy it. How about you?
I said 5 out of 5. I had a really good time, and I laughed throughout the entire episode, and it is one of the funniest episodes so far, and I can't wait to see what comes next, and I just am loving the direction that we're going in.
I love it. It's a good time. It's a good time.
It is a good time.
It's a delicious
We're all
dish.
good time boys
We
here.
are all good time boys here. So thank you for listening to What We Do in the Moonlight. Tune in next week when we review episode 4 and we visit the night market. Ooh, the night market. It's just the farmer's market.